First question. Why does this is the purpose for Brand Core? Why does Hack Studios exist beyond making money? What's the deeper reason you're building Hack Studios? Hack Studios is my business, Hayden Academy Collective Studios. I started it initially to help entrepreneurs, specifically military community entrepreneurs, to understand the opportunities that are out here in online business. When I got out of the military almost 10 years ago, there was a class we take called Boots to Business, and it was very old school. It was very based on brick and mortar. Get a small business loan, get a physical space. There was really nothing about online business, which at the time was um, it was already a thing, but it was just not something that they were teaching in the class. So fast forward a couple of years, and I learned everything, even from the basics to building a website, to setting up a store, to establishing a product, to social media, all that stuff. I cut my teeth on my own. Like I bought courses, I followed people. It was just trial by fire for the next 3 or so years. And that was one of the reasons in 2022 I decided to start my business, Hayden Academy Collective Studios. As the name implies, it wasn't meant to just be me, even though that was a big part of of starting having an umbrella, because at the time I was doing coding. I'd written 2 books at the time. I was doing some ghostwriting work, so I knew I had a lot of things that I eventually wanted to put under it. That's why I called it a studio, and that was a smart move. That I didn't call it like Hack Studios Press or something, saying that we're only focusing on books. But this was meant to be a one collaborative space. It was meant to include other people working on projects together eventually, and two, it was meant to encompass the entire spectrum of media. So the deeper reason why I'm building it is for exactly that, to allow people to, one, access expertise that already exists in other people, because I feel like a lot of times when we get started in these new spaces, we tend to invent the wheel. I know that's what I did. You act like these are brand new problems, even though people have been starting businesses online for at least the past 15 years, and there are obvious solutions to these problems that already exist. You just need to tap into the right people. So that's another reason why it exists. The the second reason why it exists, the deeper reason, is to allow people a chance to work together. And I've learned most recently with my most recent novel, Prompted Hearts, that when you work with people who are experts or who have a specific interest in a field, say like editing, like I'm a decent editor, but it's not something that I like to do. But then other people love editing, they're really good at it. Why wouldn't I just work with them? So that's the other reason. It allows people to collaborate and work together to create better finished products. And then the third, more recent reason is this whole thing around AI, and that these days it's much more difficult to find things that are of quality. And not to say that AI can't make quality things, it can, but it's harder to find people who are actually trying to do transformative work through AI as a tool, not just trying to make quick bucks, because AI can make things of reasonable quality very quickly. So I feel like creating an environment where it's a curated experience, people know the people inside, bringing back community, whether that's online or offline, and allowing people to work together, that's something that we're going to need in this coming age of AI, if not already. I know that's something that I want. I want to be able to work with good people who are talented or are willing to do the work to get more talented and refine their craft and their skills. And that's a big reason why it exists.